So we want to talk a second about, obviously FDA is looking like they might step in and they might place certain limitations on what can or cannot be added to tobacco and how you're allowed to market that tobacco. So our question is, what are you sort of doing to prepare yourselves, and what do you see as the future of that sort of non-traditional cigar industry?
I think it's a great question, and it's great that the real cigar junkies out there, the guys who love cigars, this is something that they may not think about because they're just looking to enjoy themselves when you smoke a cigar and not worry when you smoke a cigar. That's the whole point of relaxing. FDA is legislation that's like S-chip. It's legislation that limits what you can do with cigars, with tobacco, how to sell it, and taxes. So the most important thing for FDA is that the bill was originally created as a cigarette tax, but the bill 10 years ago, and as it was recently passed, it still contains cigarettes, smokeless, and stuff like that. And we're always in jeopardy of a bill like FDA or S-chip growing out of proportion and spiraling out of control. That's why we formed a group called the Cigar Rights of America. And the Cigar Rights of America, CRA, is similar to the NRA. It's a final consumer group. It's $35 membership for 2 years. And you get all sorts of special goodies, all sorts of trips you can win, all sorts of cool things going on. So for $35 for 2 years, you could help us hedge against this FDA legislation and S-chip. And some legislation makes sense. Some legislation has purposes. Helping the kids, for instance, with S-chip and stuff is fine. But when it starts to just spiral out of control for political issues, that's when things get unrealistic. A $10 tax, a $3 tax, it's ridiculous. So if you get involved just a little bit and you can just give $25, we spent $260 grand last year on legislation. It's our business, we're supposed to. But, $35 for 2 years, if you're an avid cigar smoker, it's something you can do and it's something you can feel happy that you're doing because smoking cigars is a good thing. And smoking cigars is, listen, 2 cigars a day, you're fine. That's what I always say. 2 cigars a day keeps the doctor away. But, it's really important that the final consumers get involved. And when you come to that website and you start to read it, you get to see where all the events are throughout the country, and you get to see all the special promotions. So that's the most important thing I can tell you about FDA and S-chip, is that we got to fight these taxes every step of the way. We have to hold the line.
Yeah, on both a federal level and state-to-state level.
Yeah.
Every single state now. Look, we're in the middle of a recession, and
maybe the end.
Hopefully the end. But right now, every single state is looking at their budget and trying to figure out where can we raise money, and who's the easiest target? Tobacco. And we're a small little industry, the cigar industry, and without having the necessary funds to fight for your rights, then we're just going to be trampled all over. So join Cigar Rights of America. Like Jonathan said, it's $35, and by doing that, you become part of a ground movement. It's at the embryonic stage. We have about 3,500 members now. We're looking to grow to 300,000 members in the next few years and become a force to fight back and take our rights and be able to smoke on a beach in California and be able to smoke in a park in Wisconsin. Okay,
right.
These are the type of rights that we take for granted that are being stripped away from us on a day-to-day basis on both the local, state, and federal level.
And for $35 for 2 years, you can't complain about that. Come on.
It's reasonable.
You can cough that
it's
up.
all we need. We don't need you to give $200, $300. We just need $35 to help us with the fight. We're doing our part, and if the final consumers chip in a little bit, it'll save them money in the long run. And you know what? It's been a nice interview. You guys have asked us about some important stuff going on as far as the legislation. I thought that was really, really important, and it's been great working with Famous.
Yeah.
Your customer service has been excellent. Yep. We get a lot of feedback from our final consumers who hit us through the internet, and your quality, the quality of the product when it gets to everybody is always well humidified. So we'd like to thank you guys at Famous for always taking care of us, for showing us all the support,
and for carrying our full line of cigars. Anytime that Jonathan and I introduce a new brand, Famous gets behind it, and we appreciate the support of all of you customers out there and the staff and management of Famous Cigars.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys very much.
Okay.